Doomfist, a name meant to inspire hope, then fear, and now mystery, with a corkboard full of red strings piecing together the biggest mystery in Overwatch since the Sombra ARG. Who, or what, is Doomfist? Hi, I'm Kyle Stover with the Leaderboard, and in this video we'll quickly go over the history of Overwatch's mysterious successor and the biggest clues pointed out by the community so far. Join us in Is Doomfist Still a Thing? An Overwatch Piece. Introduction to Doomfist. Doomfist was first mentioned in the original Overwatch cinematic trailer alongside other unseen hero Soundquake, but nobody seems to care about him because Doomfist has sweet swag in the form of a gold-plated power gauntlet complete with engraved initials. Little Timmy states in awe that he could level a skyscraper, followed by mentioning his downfall at the equally giant hands of our friend Winston. Then there's this really cool fight over it. Brian steals it so Widowmaker can't steal it to be used for nefarious means, and then Brian uses it to punch Widowmaker, who has a lot of bare skin, mind you, through several panes of what we can only assume is glass. A cute couple moments, one inspirational line, and a salute on top gives us our first impressions of Overwatch. It was later admitted by Blizzard in an interview with PC Gamer in 2015 that Doomfist was nothing more than a cool name that Chris Metzen made up on the spot to attach to the gauntlet. There was no playable character in mind, but since the trailer, they've grown the character into a nearly mythic figure. During Nambani's development, the team wasn't sure what the objective on the map would be. Senior game designer Michael Chu said they were trying to come up with an idea when someone stated, "What if it's Doomfist Gauntlet?" From there, they added more and more Doomfist bits on the map, including the tapestries of the Doomfist lineage, the story about delivering the gauntlet to the museum on Unity Day, and months after its release, the aftermath of Doomfist's might on the OR-15 robots shown in Orissa's origin video. They have also gone on record stating that they have discussed the gameplay of doing a Doomfist character. Fan hype for the character. Since Overwatch's release after the first season of competitive mode, we have gotten a new hero at the start of each season. Ana came out in the fall, Sombra in the winter, and now Orissa in the spring. Stands to reason that Blizzard will continue to follow this trend, which means we will probably get another hero for the summer, and then another in the fall. On the one hand, the summer season would be close to Overwatch's 1-year anniversary, and Doomfist had a name before we even knew Zarya, which would then stand to reason that he'd be a big enough deal to mark the 1-year anniversary of Overwatch. Then again, the fall season will be close with BlizzCon 2017, which is when Blizzard likes to announce their big releases. The biggest news they have for the year and the upcoming year, and Doomfist kind of feels like one if we're honest. Terry Crews has been a fan favorite to voice the character after the actor expressed interest on Twitter. He even got a vote of confidence from fellow star and muscular beefcake Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Several videos were made by fans using lines from Terry Crews' various roles and putting them on top of Overwatch gameplay to let us dream of what such a future could sound like. Many Twitter accounts later showed pictures of the actor on Blizzard campus. It would not be the first time an actor of renown has toured the campus, and some wonder if Terry Crews would be consistently available to record lines for Overwatch's many events and expansions. But these photos have cemented the voice of Doomfist in many fans' heads. Blizzard has given us no official word on Doomfist's release date or who will voice him. Predictions. So, that's about all we know, but when starved of facts, we Blizzard fans do what we do best: grasp at straws and speculate. To do that, we have to piece together what we can from the character that has told us the most about the Golden Gauntlet wielding warrior line, Little Timmy. In the cinematic trailer, he shows us more than just what his power level is. When Timmy puts his Murloc-casted hand on the glass, we get a hologram showing the silhouette of a very large man and the size of his hand inside the gauntlet. Now, maybe this is showing how small Timmy's hand is compared to the gauntlet, but given the size of the outline's legs, it looks like Doomfist's fist is only part of a much larger suit. This also might explain why after Brian uses the gauntlet one time, it seems to collapse. It would make sense that without a proper power supply and the other necessary systems, the gauntlet wouldn't be as effective, which also explains how a punch that could level a skyscraper only sent Brian and Widowmaker flying a few meters instead of out the museum's front door. After drooling at the weapon of mass destruction, Timmy remarks about Winston beating Doomfist with his Primo Punch, which begs the question, why were Winston and Doomfist fighting? How long ago was this? Did Winston defeat the Scourge, or was this the successor? For such a negative-sounding name like the Scourge, it stands to reason that the second coming of Doomfist would be a threat. But if you look at the timeline, the very confusing and wonky timeline that we can piece together, the fight of the museum was less than a month before present-day Overwatch when these multiplayer matches happen. If Doomfist is a moniker handed down, then the latest Doomfist must have been the one to fight Winston, or else he must have made a name for himself in the last month to get himself a spot on Nimbani's wall. Plus, in Orisa's origin video, Eevee mentions the OR-15 defense bots were destroyed by Doomfist, not someone wielding the Doomfist or the new Doomfist. The latest iteration of Doomfist, the successor, already has a reputation of destruction, at least in Nimbani, where Omnics and humans live in harmony. Speaking of making a name for himself, if we look to the banners, we can clearly see the names of each Doomfist, and that the successor's name is written in the Omnic language. We can also see so far that each of the Doomfists has been human with what appears to be some level of technical enhancement. Though this is unconfirmed, it looks pretty clear that the Scourge is using some sort of exosuit to lift the mighty golden power glove. So who else do we know with physical enhancements? Cybernetic ones perhaps? The green cyborg ninja himself, Genji Shimada. Now we all know the story of Genji and how he became a green cyborg ninja dude. He lost a duel with his brother and lost a lot of his body in the process, so Overwatch brought him back, leaving Genji to struggle with coming to terms whether he is more man or machine. With the help of Zenyatta, he finds peace and balance and harmony. Genji keeps his name and finally confronts his brother, telling him he has forgiven him. It's a good story and all, minus the part about being dismembered by your brother. Now, here's where we're kind of reaching. What if Doomfist comes out as the foil to Genji, a character with a similar backstory but has taken an opposite path? When confronted with the question of am I man or machine, what if this new Doomfist has taken to his Omnic half? Instead of searching for a soul, he searches for power, seeing weakness in his former human life and in human life in general. He would then also stand at the opposite moral spectrum of Genji, as well as stature, as it is assumed by many that Doomfist will likely be a tank, slow and steady compared to the flighty ninja. No matter what, Blizzard will have a lot of work to balance Doomfist to make him feel powerful enough to level a skyscraper or make a crater in a wall while not also being overpowered. If there's one thing Blizzard prides itself on though, it's making characters fun and making them feel powerful in their own way. There is also the possibility discussed by some that Doomfist may come out as a villain to fight in some event, a boss at the end of a raid or horde mode similar to Junkenstein's Revenge and the Uprising event. It will allow him to feel threatening and overpowered without disrupting the game's competitive modes, but you can already hear the outrage people would have to not to play Doomfist themselves. Maybe instead he'll be a villain in an event, and folks will have to wait for Doomfist to come to Heroes of the Storm to play him, similar to what many characters in World of Warcraft and Diablo have done. Just a reminder, if he does come out, because there's no guarantees, be grateful for a new hero and all the work the team put in, rather than be brokenhearted if he isn't the Old Spice meme that we hoped for. That's all we got on Doomfist for now. Did we miss any clues or Easter eggs that you know? What do you think Doomfist will be like? Tell us below in the comments. And if you want to watch videos full of trivia about your favorite series, click the bell icon below to become part of the notification squad and subscribe to the Leaderboard, where we help you game smarter.